One of the vital ingredients of being successful in life is being more visible. And for many of us, this is also a massive obstacle that's stopping us from being successful. Sound like you? Keep watching. In this episode, I'm going to share with you 3 steps on how to overcome your fear of being seen so you can put yourself out there. So when you think about posting a blog, getting on stage to speak, publishing that tweet, making that call, putting your hand up to ask a question or answer a question, putting forward your ideas, fear often stops us. And it's the fear of being judged and criticized. The thing is, if you don't put yourself out there, you won't be considered for that promotion. You won't gain the recognition as someone with good ideas. So these are external consequences, but the enduring and more powerful consequences are internal. If you don't put yourself out there, you're detracting from opportunities to build your own confidence. You won't be able to share what you believe or achieve your full potential. And there's nothing worse than living a life filled with regret. Your regret is way more powerful than the fear of trying, but we never realize that until it's too late.
Ebenezer Scrooge, hear me, I'm not the man I was.
So here are 3 steps to help you overcome your fear of being seen. The first step is to decide once and for all to overcome this fear. Deciding means you are cutting off all other options. When it came to writing my first book, I procrastinated for ages. I let fear win. Too scared of messing up. I was too scared of what people would think. So I didn't do it. Initially, I was letting fear win, which means fear of being judged, fear of being criticized, fear of being rejected, so I could stay safe and stay small, versus courage, growth, success, impact, and meaning. I was letting fear weigh much more heavily than the benefits of breaking through that fear. So when you decide to do something, you are cutting off the fearful options and you are choosing the benefits. And then you are committed to growing. So once I decided I was going to overcome this fear, I was committed. I started reading books and learning. I really committed to growing. And I took an online course, how to write great long sentences. Oh my God, it was so boring. But I learned how to write sentences all over again. So when you decide, you are telling yourself, with your nervous system as well, that you're committed, you will take action, you will do what it takes, and you will grow, even if you're scared. It's not about being fearless, it's about acting in spite of fear, hence choosing courage. And the beauty of walking through fear, on the other side of that is confidence that you will never believe was possible. That will propel you to even more growth. So tell yourself, once and for all, I choose to overcome this fear. So, are you ready to decide? Step 2 is let go of the messages from your past. Close your eyes and make this declaration to yourself. I choose to let go of the messages from my past. I choose to let go of all the times I was hurt in my past and was given the message to stay safe. See, the reason we have this fear now is something happened in our childhood. It could have been an event or the way we were raised by the people caring for us. Something happened which caused pain, humiliation, and shame and suffering. In my instance, I remember vividly, I was in English class. I was given this message multiple times. I went from a public school, I moved to a private school. Schooling in the public school, the government school, was a little bit behind. When we went to the private school, they were reading Shakespeare. I couldn't understand it. I'm like, what on earth? And one day, the English teacher, in front of the whole class, he walked up to me and he gave me this book, Plain English for Shakespeare or something like that. And I was the only one who was given that book and everyone could see it. I was so ashamed. And it just told me this message that you're stupid. And then a few years later, I wrote this story. I poured my heart and soul into this story. And when the teacher gave me back the paper, it was full of red marks. She had nothing good to say about it. This message was reinforced in me, so I just gave up trying. A belief is simply a thought you think over and over and over again. So I formed this new belief in myself, which I carried into adulthood. So a powerful memory from your past turned into a belief. And when an occasion pops up, you get triggered. And that trigger makes you want to stay small. It makes you want to hide. It makes you want to stay safe. Now, it may have served us in that moment when I was at school, in the classroom and so on. That staying small, it may have served me then, but it's not serving me now. Same with you. Whatever it was in your past that triggered this feeling of shame, embarrassment, and needing to stay small, it served you then, but it's holding you back now. So we need to recognize that and let it go. So acknowledge that those fears from your past are getting in your way and you're ready to let them go. That's what I had to do when it came to writing this book. So to let go of the messages, make this declaration. Close your eyes. I choose to let go of all the times I was hurt in my past when given the message to hide and be safe. The final step is to change your self-talk. That is the conversation that's going on in your head that's stopping you from doing whatever it is you need to do. Currently, that conversation is happening unconsciously. So what you need to do initially is to consciously change the conversation, that self-talk. And you do so with affirmations. So you change that self-talk from fear and pain to power and gratitude. These affirmations are like talking to that younger self that first experienced that painful situation. It's almost like you're talking to that younger self and you're telling it, that younger self that still resides there, you know, the powerful memories are still there. It's like you're telling that self that you're okay, you got this. So I'm going to share with you some affirmations that you can use, and I recommend to, as you're listening to these, is to write them down. To write them down and to sit and recite them every day for the next at least 2 weeks. And here they are. I have come a long way since then. I love and acknowledge that part of me that's protecting me from the pain. And I thank myself for bringing me this far. But it's costing me and it's stopping me. I'm now open to the possibility of a bit more visibility. I can handle a bit more visibility. I am allowing myself more growth and more success. And I can take care of myself. I can find healthy ways to put myself out there, ways that work for me. I can be as visible as I want and stop at any time. I can definitely handle a little bit more visibility than I have right now. So I'm setting myself free so I can share my gifts with the world. So that's the affirmation. Maybe you can hit rewind and play this and listen to this with your eyes closed to help change that self-talk. It takes a while, but it's not impossible. And finally, you need to recognize your worth. I made a video on that, I've linked it below. But now it's your turn to go and share your gifts with the world. Thanks for watching this episode of Coffee and Wisdom. I hope it helps. And if it did, please share. And I look forward to seeing you in another episode.